This video is sponsored by Google Play. Thank you to Riot Games for providing us with exclusive trivia about Legends of Runeterra. Did you know? While developing Legends of Runeterra, Riot built the game to avoid any situation that could be considered pay to win. They also consciously avoided any sort of chance-based monetization, such as buying random packs or loot boxes, and decided to make the game free to play. That said, developers at Riot have acknowledged that there is potential fun to be had with purchasable card packs. Many of us experienced the excitement of opening collectible cards at a younger age, with anticipation for what's inside, or have battled a friend who has revealed a card you've never seen before. However, paid random packs can restrict accessibility for players with less disposable income, and having fewer cards means players are more creatively restricted when deck building. This is why all cards in Legends of Runeterra can be unlocked using points earned in the game through skill or consistent play. Despite being known for games in the MOBA and auto-battler genres, Riot is always exploring new ways to play, and often ask what their community likes to play too. One surprisingly common response from fans was that they enjoyed playing collectible card games. This helped Riot choose a direction for one of their projects. Although Legends of Runeterra was always planned to be part of the League of Legends universe, some aspects of the game changed drastically over the course of development. Riot Games told Did You Know Gaming, "We probably developed over 30 different prototypes before settling on this one. Some had 4 players, some had board spaces where players could move units like a chessboard, while others were real-time. Things started to come together once the team got behind the idea of having what they call active rounds. The active rounds system has both players taking several actions in each turn, allowing a player to respond to what's unfolding in the battle, even if it isn't their turn to attack. This system came about when Riot realized their favorite games let players react to their opponents swiftly, and that some of the least satisfying games they've played had long, frustrating waits while being unable to respond. Riot told us, "This wasn't just card games. Fighting games, tac shooters, League of Legends skill shots all had this, in addition to more traditional strategy games like Go and chess. We really value the interactivity and feelings of outplay and mastery that came from this foundation of short turns interacting frequently." One of Riot's design philosophies for deck building was that any 2 cards should be usable with one another. This meant cross-referencing the game's hundreds of cards, making sure they could relate to each other in some way. Riot made sure these lofty goals were met, assembling a veteran team of card game designers and competitive players to test their game. Playtesters don't just rely on their own play skill to judge the game though. They've helped Riot develop frameworks for analyzing tons of data that's collected about the state of the game's meta. This covers how frequently each card is included in a deck, how often it's played, and how a card has impacted the games it's been used in. All this information is used to help balance the game. Another clear goal was making sure that every card was actually useful and had value. Many collectible card games have a lot of junk cards that only serve to bulk out the roster. When it came to Legends of Runeterra, Riot asked their playtesters to hold them accountable and make sure every card has its place. Choosing which champions were going to be in Legends of Runeterra's first card set was incredibly difficult, with Riot changing the starting roster around 10 or 20 times. Developers consider many factors when evaluating champions. This includes the popularity of a champion and why they're popular, as well as the gameplay and essence of a character, and whether these properties line up with what the developers want for each type of card region. When considering how a champion from League of Legends would work in Legends of Runeterra, there's a few factors to consider. There's the champion and their gameplay as they manifest in the MOBA, and there's the spirit or essence of the character that the gameplay is trying to embody. The developers evaluate what should be the focus when bringing over a character to Legends of Runeterra, and if the MOBA mechanics could be recontextualized for a card game. When developers talk about bringing over a new champion to the game, the conversation is about how much they want to draw from the character concept, and how much they want to draw from the character's gameplay in the MOBA. The difference in genre meant there was room in the design to explore more of the character concept and turn those into new mechanics. Another important aspect of the title was its presentation. Riot wanted the game's visuals to help immerse the player in the world of Runeterra, and this was especially true for the card artwork. Most collectible card games have somewhat static-looking card art, either showing the full character standing, a bust, or simply the character's face without much context. Riot wanted to go beyond this standard, and worked closely with artists at German design studio SMV to make the game's art as engaging and dynamic as possible. The developers worked out a system where players can expand a piece of card art into a much larger piece of art that shows the character and how they're interacting with the environment and other characters. Riot Games told Did You Know Gaming, "We focused on the inspect view so we could have the most cinematic room possible to bring the story to life. We developed tools that allow us to define the crop for all other shapes of the cards, and retain the main focus. In the beginning, we partnered with SMV, who are master storytellers, to establish the quality bar. We then established style guides to ensure all art created for Legends of Runeterra would have a cohesive visual style, and partnered with others to continue expanding the world." Thanks again to Google Play for sponsoring this video. Check out Legends of Runeterra at the Google Play Store using the link in the description of this video. We also want to take a moment to show our support, along with others in the gaming industry, for the Play a Part Together campaign. Play a Part Together was made to highlight how video games can be a force for good and a powerful tool to stop the spread of COVID-19 through physical distancing. So, remember to stay connected with your friends and loved ones with games while physically distancing. It never hurts to ask a friend to jump in a call and play some video games. Thanks for watching.